Hello, everybody. This is Robert Hollis. I hope you're having a wonderful and blessed day, and I hope that your life keeps getting better and better. The title for today is Why Do People Fail? Why do people fail? So I'll wait a little bit here for everybody to get on. I can see that I'm live. Okay, so cool. We'll see what happens here. But I think a lot of you, and I don't mind if this video is interactive, because I think it's so cool that people can put comments in here, and I'm still not seeing anything, so I don't know. There it is. So hit on comments. I don't mind if this video is interactive. There we go. Okay, captions are auto-generated. There we go. So hi, my son. Hi, my love. Hi, Terry, John, Lisa, Kai, Craig. So like I said, this video, I don't mind that it's interactive, because I really love people to chime in here. Hi, Tina. A lot of people don't realize all the reasons that people fail. And when I first seen this and first thought about it, and I started asking people that were really, really successful, it was amazing to me, some of the answers that I would get. And, there's so many of them, believe it or not. We're just overthinkers. Human beings love to complicate everything. In fact, there's a nice post I love seeing out there, is the way that people try to impress other people is by making the process difficult or confusing, or it has a lot of steps. So the reason that people fail is, first of all, if you looked at anything, if you Googled, I always tell people, find out your own stats. But if you put in there the amount of people or the percentage of people that are successful in anything, I'll say that again, anything. So the first thing is that a lot of people don't have a defined, clear definition of what they believe fulfillment, success, happiness, wealth, rich. It's pretty amazing that all of us use all these different kinds of words, right? But in reality, if every one of us wrote down our definition of that word, they would all be different. And so when someone says, hey, do you want to be an entrepreneur? What is the definition of an entrepreneur? My base is always has gone directly to Google or the dictionary. I want to get the basis of what, so-called the world says it is. And then I do my best to define what I believe that is. So hi, Art. Hi, Clarence, Melody, Ola, Frankie. And one of the things that I'll tell you are quite a bit of things here. One of them is just 100% a lack of belief in ourselves. You know what I mean? When we look at our lives, most of the time we're winning, even when we got our back against the wall, but we usually don't focus and do what we need to do in life until it's like our back's against the wall. You know what I mean? It's like, so when our back's against the wall, that's when we seem to do that laser focus, do that laser focus. And then that's when we really put our head down and we do what we're supposed to. We become laser focused. So one of the things that I say is the number one killer, this is in Think and Grow Rich and in a number of books, and the number one killer is we listen to other people. See, since we don't believe in our way of doing it, or what we believe by being creative in our way of doing it, then we start reaching out to the world. We reach out to the world and get their opinions. Now, whether you believe in law of attraction or not, it's happening. It's happening. It doesn't make a difference if you believe in it. So if your constant thoughts are always, I wonder, I think I'm doing something wrong. I think I'm missing something. I'm such a screw up. I'm not very good at this stuff. I'm not very technical. Then what you seem to always attract, even on social media, is you start attracting things because you feel like you're missing them. This was one of the hardest things for me to learn. It's like when people started telling me that we're successful, Robert, you already possess, you already have everything that you need to become successful. And I was like, no, I don't. Well, why would you say no, you don't? It's because you're not successful. So if you don't have abundance of money, abundance of freedom, you have joy and peace, love in your heart, you know what I mean, that you're fulfilled. If you don't have those things, then bottom line, you're going to say that I don't have those things. See what I mean? It's like, so a lot of people don't want to rely on already the gift that they are or the miracle that they are to believe that they got what it takes already. And so what we do is we start reaching out and we listen to other people. And that is the worst thing, because 97% of the people on the planet, you know, at the age of 65 are going to be dead or dead broke, relying on family, friends, or the government. So when you really look at the average income of people in America, not just worldwide, because that number starts putting a couple of zeros in there. But I know that I've shared these statistics on other videos, but they're so important, is that only 11% of the people, this is according to the last IRS and also the US Census that they just did, 11% of the people in the world make over 100,000. Only 11% of the people in the world make over $100,000. Now, some of you are going to say, I don't need that kind of money. My thought is, why not learn from someone that's already made that kind of money and just give the rest away? Just give the rest away. Don't make the excuse of, you know, I seen a post where people go, I don't want to make a lot of money and get in that bad tax bracket. You know, that's nuts. 5% of the people in the world make over 200,000, and 1.1% now make over $1 million. Believe it or not, the biggest category of the percentages that changed were the people that hit $1 million. So I find that very encouraging. So, you know, a person can't take you to a place they haven't been. So one of the biggest things is unrealistic expectations. Unrealistic expectations. Now, you know, when you go to school, it's like, okay, you got 6 years here, you know, elementary school, 2 years of junior high, depending on where you grew up, 4 years of high school. Now you got what? Maybe a year, 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, 8 years in college or university, based on what you want to get great at. And again, I heard a post today that was just so funny. You know, a student can't get a $10,000 loan because they don't have any assets or any credit, but they definitely can get a $100,000 student loan. That's a whole different subject, right? But what we do is, like I've said on other videos, you learn to play a musical instrument from someone that's successful. You learn to act and sing. You learn to, you know, play a sport or get into the Olympics from someone that's already done it. But there is another level. There is another level that I want to give you. And that is individuals that are not only documented with their own trophies and awards, but also someone that has assisted and helped other people, coach them, train them, so they also get awards. So when you find someone that has helped other people do it, that's magical, because they now know how to do it, but they also know how to help other people do that. And one of the things that I ask everybody, it's like if you were going to get your home worked on or your car worked on, it's always neat to have someone that would give you personal referrals. You know, can I talk to some other customers that you have? You know, I'm having a pool put in. And if you notice, people that are really good at constructions and putting pools in and working on cars, you don't have to look for their success stories. They have them online. They already have the videos there of their work. And here's something that's really unique. They usually will get a video testimonial of somebody that has done it. So I always tell people, if you ever went to my website or my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Robert Hollis, you know, the people that I have that have given me testimonials, either on my book or my training or my coaching, are pretty cool. Very, very, very cool. You know, and so not only do I have a lot of them, but I have them from people that are also trainers and coaches. People that have had made income in this industry. So that's always great to have, you know, testimonials from people like Eric Warrior, Josh and Jenna Zweigel, or Todd Falcone, you know, Ray Higdon, John and Nadia Melton. It's really great to have testimonials from these people. And so one of the things is the next thing is the unrealistic expectations is we're an instant society. So it's like you see people get upset and honk their horn if they're waiting in line on a drive-through. You see people that are actually in a position where they're waiting in line to get their food and they're becoming impatient. Like, what's wrong with these people? And so, they've already proven, and you can find this on Google, that people have an average of about a 7 to 8 second attention span. Well, that means that I've lost you already, or maybe I haven't. And so there's books out there by Max Gladwell. It's called, he did Tipping Point, and he also did another one that was just talked on a podcast, Outliers. And in that book, you don't have to read it, but you can just do a review on it and look at it. But bottom line, people that master something that makes them in a position of losing and making a lot of money. A lot of money. Big, giant money, whatever that might be to you. And they have this thing called 10,000 hours. 10,000 hours. So if you put in 10,000 hours, think about it. If it was an 8-hour day and you only worked 5 days a week, then you're talking over 5 years of dedicated focus on becoming a mastery of something. Now, people that are not willing to do that mastery usually don't make it in the world. So when you look at people that are 1%ers, 1.1 percenters that make over $1 million, you're talking about the best athletes. The rest of the athletes don't do it. Malcolm Gladwell. Thank you, Craig. And I see Tina on here. No way, Jose. And so one of the things that really is incredible is that we expect things to happen so fast. And so what we do is we set our expectations too high, too fast, and when we don't see results, then we quit. Because no one really gave us a realistic expectation. So not only was I blessed to be a black belt, but also my sons are black belts. And it's funny, if you go to somebody that's really good, get your Cookie Wand certificate, from Taekwondo Federation, or get your black belt from, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or karate, or, there's so many different arts of judo. And if you go out there and say, listen, and it's not from what we call McDojos. See, there are companies out there and places that will help you get a black belt. You just will not really be a black belt. It's sort of like they just took your money, right? But when you sit down with someone, you say, how long would it take me to be a black belt? And they start saying, well, listen, if you show up at the studio at least 2 times a week and you practice at home and you make it through the ranks, you go from yellow to green to blue to work your way up, that, this is going to take, probably 3 to 5 years. If you wanted to come to the studio more than twice and you're really dedicated to practicing and everything, you can really raise up that scale. So I know my wife will probably know this answer, but I think it took Kyle and Matthew like 3 years to get their black belt. And she can write it in here. But it's like, man, they were dedicated. And so when you see people that get involved in this industry and they're being realistic, if they logged it and they say, well, listen, I do about an hour a week. You know what I mean? I do 5 hours a week. That'd be like, hour, 5 days a week. People are like going, that it's going to take you a little while to start seeing massive results. Now, what I find unique about this industry is that if you follow someone that gives you a certain way of doing it and you follow that process and you just know it's all about numbers, some of the other videos I've already covered in this series, roberthollis.com/steps. And also my son right now and Hannah, his wife, are setting up a site for people to be able to walk through the step-by-step, and that's roberthollis.com/free, all right? So hi, Tasha, and I want to make sure I'm not missing anybody here. And so some of the other things that I wrote down is when you look at other things that take a while, we not only listen to other people, but we also listen to their opinions. And I shared this with Nicholas yesterday because it's just so powerful. When you listen to other people, what you're doing is you believe that their opinion, you believe that their lifestyle is more important than yours. So, I don't listen to other people's opinions, honestly, unless they have done better than I have. If they've done better than me, then there's one other thing that I have. Are they making money and doing what I want to master in this world? So you look at Tony Robbins, for instance. It's like, I do not want to be a motivational speaker with every day of my week scheduled out for me, including weekends. And I don't want to be, I don't want to create independence in me. You know what I mean? I don't want people's word dependent on me. So if you notice, as you go through some of these trainers, there's always another training. There's always another advanced training. There's always another advanced training. There's always another advanced training. And, I want to make you independent. So if I can get you to master the simplest things that, again, you can just get quick results with, then that's going to give you that circle that we talked about, where you go through your belief, your potential, you go into action, you get results. We got to get you in that thing. But I think one thing that no one wants to talk about in anything in life is that's how much focus and dedication it takes to get big results. And so what you get people doing is they just keep going from company to company. They just keep going from trainer to trainer. They just keep going from book to book. They just keep going from course to course because they haven't dedicated the hours necessary to actually see any kind of results. They won't do something one way consistently to see results. And so the other thing I put on here, listening to the wrong people. One of the things I admire about Amway, I did a video of why Amway's kicking our ass. And one of the things that I got in there is that, do you guys notice that there's not a lot of social medias that Amway independent business operators, they call them IBOs. You don't see a lot of their people on a lot of different social medias because they ingrain their people from day one. How much do you want to make? A person can't take you to a place you haven't been. And so, like martial arts, if you decide I'm going to do Taekwondo or I'm going to do Jiu-Jitsu, first find a person that's documented. Second, find someone that's already taught other people how to win, how to get gold medals. Third, stay with it and finish it. Stay with that mentor and finish it. Figure out exactly what they're doing and just do what they do. It's funny because a part of being successful in martial arts is doing what is called a kata. It's called doing a pattern. And you know what? You don't get to make up your own way to do the pattern. You understand what I'm saying? It's like your black belt pattern is exactly this way. These are the steps. These are the moves. This is what you do. And you can't just show up going, you know what? I'm not doing that. Again, I talked in another video about being rebellious and just, I'm going to do it my own way. What if it would be really cool, I think, that if someone, before they talk to somebody, they said, hey, listen, I'm going to show you my phone and I'm going to log into my back office with my current company. And then what I'm going to do is show you my bank balances. People are going, no. I don't want to do that. Isn't it funny? We heard about Aaron Rodgers today, signing up for what was it, $200 million or something like that for the next 4 years? Why is it that we always hear the salaries of professional athletes? We can go on Forbes magazines. We can see a whole list of people. The people chasing the rank of the wealthiest person on the planet. If you go to the darts website, You can see the people and the points that they have for the year and how much they've earned this year. You also can Google on how much they've won in their entire career. That's the same way with NASCAR. That's the same way with baseball. That's the same way with acting. That's the same. It's like, why is it that there's statistics out there for everyone that's in the game of making the best life they have? And how I got in this tangent and wanted to do this video is I watched a video with Joe Rogan, and he was going after this guy, and he was called Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. His name is Jimmy Donaldson. But if you put Mr. Period Beast, he will pop up right away. And to think that this guy made $54 million. $54 million last year. And he's got a number of YouTube channels. He's one of the top, YouTube people on it. And he was talking in this short video about he started at 11 years old doing nothing but recording himself playing games. And that everyone that he knew didn't understand him. They're going, how can you make money just doing YouTube videos and playing, video games? And what you're recording yourself playing video games and you put that up there? And, I was glancing at some of his deals. He's got like 94 or something like that, over 90 million people, 190 people, and now over 90 million subscribers. He's got over 24 billion views. And this guy's talking about how much money he makes, but he spends it all on his business. So then what he did is he started a, Mr. Beast Espanol. So he hired a professional actor, a voiceover actor, to actually do his voice on videos, and they created a YouTube channel for Spanish people. And then he's got one for charity, and then he's got one for games, and then he's got one where he gives away money for, charity, philanthropy. And so it's amazing to me that you hear this guy, and he talked about how he got in arguments with his mom, that he didn't do good in school, that he that he never studied, and his mom would get mad at him, and everyone's like, what are you doing? All you do is just watch, and he said him and 3 other friends, that they would get up 7 o'clock in the morning and get on Skype and be on Skype till I think he said midnight. And he just did it every day, him and these people, and everybody said they were nuts. But they're not saying he's nuts anymore. He probably gives more to charity and gives more to people than some people, will ever do, in a month. It's amazing the amount of money that this guy gives away, and he's now 23. But the thing that I love most about the video, and I can post it in here for some of you, I'll apologize up front if you're offended by negative language, I would suggest not watching it. But it is pretty interesting that you just hear this kid, he was consistent, and they talk about Gladwell's book, the outliers, that if you just put in the dedicated time, then everyone one day wakes up and looks at you and goes, oh my God, you're so lucky. And lucky had nothing to do with it. So if you guys understand that, me, I'm just consistent. I love to learn. And if I'm going to learn from a mentor, I will see it all the way through. I will complete it. I will, if I learn from, Jay Shetty, or I learn from, Vishen Lakhani about meditation, and now I'm starting to lean in, learn a little more from Joe Dispenza. And if they say, listen, you meditate every morning at this time, I don't want to be rebellious. I'll just go, okay. When I read The Greatest Miracle in the World, and it said, read the God Memorandum, which again has nothing to do with religion. It has proving to you to be grateful. It said, read it every night before you go to bed for 100 days in a row. To build this habit, to reprogram. And when people that are successful tell me to do this, I just do it. And so here I've been since January 1st. I've been putting out a video a day, and a lot of them are probably over that 20 minutes, and we're right there right now. And I know that if someone did this for me, if my mentors did this for me every day, put up a video talking about a subject that has to do with mindset, heart set, putting yourself in the right mentality, showing you step by step on how to do something, I would go through them. I would go through them over and over and over and over and over again. So I'll leave you with this, just on a business opportunity side. Do you guys realize that I actually wrote out verbatim every word of a business opportunity that my mentor did? And I did it over and over and over again, and then practice it. I knew every step of the 7-step presentation. And so I really got great at presenting to people. And so when I learned how to do it and I did it his way, I used the words that he used. Why? Because I didn't want to change them. I wanted to be happy. I wanted to be successful. And so you got people out there that they'd rather be right and rather have an ego and rather continue to change things instead of being happy, instead of being fulfilled, instead of having peace in their life, freedom, financial. It's like they would rather do anything than follow a proven path to master that. And so that's why I love mechanics. That's why I love martial arts. And again, why I love this business. I seeked out, found a mentor that was documented in helping other people. And when he shared with me what to do, I did it. Do you know that he never gave me a script? He said, Robert, connect with people, ask them if they'll do you a favor. Introduce you to people that are looking for a better life. I went, done, got it. Robert, say as little as possible to as many people as fast as you can. Why did he share that with me? Because a majority of the people are not the right place at the right time. They're not interested in making their life better. They're not willing to put the time in. They're not willing to follow instructions. They're not coachable. You know what I mean? They're ego, edging God out. They have so many issues in their lives to stop them from being successful, and they don't even realize that it's programming from all the stuff they allow in, from TV to people around them, to their co-workers, whatever it is. Really great point, hon. Thank you. So I love and appreciate you, each and every one of you. Hi, Ola. Hi, Pamela. And, so when people are not being coachable, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and they're not willing to do it with somebody else, then it's pretty obvious. See, what would be funny in anything else is school, they just kick you out or they fail you. So you go to college and they don't tell you what to do. But if you don't follow instructions, you just get bad grades and then you lose your scholarship or you're kicked out. You never get a degree. You go to martial arts or your job and you say, I want to come up with a new creative way of doing this. I heard from Tom, Dick, and Harry, and Jill, Jane, and Mary that this is the way to do it. This is the way I was taught. Well, great. If that's the way you're taught, can I see your results? Let me see your back office. Let me see what you're earning. Let me see what you're making. How much do you have in the bank? How much are you saving? And it's like, no, I don't want to talk about that. Well, why? That'd be like showing up at a martial arts studio and people go, how long have you been in martial arts? I think about 6-7 years now. But, this is my 8th studio. And I tried karate and I tried jujitsu and then I tried judo, and then I tried taekwondo. And, well, what was your highest belt level? I never really went past yellow. Oh, so you never practiced what they taught you, or you didn't do it the way they wanted to. See, in any other thing, you play a sport, they kick you out. You don't sing right. You don't make it on American Idol. You know what I mean? You don't act right. People, don't give you the part. It's like everything else. There's a penalty for not practicing and getting gooder and gooder. In this industry, you sign an application, and every year I see you're exactly at the same place, and you're just not willing to change. It's like, wow. All right. So I love you and I appreciate you. What's unique about life is that we all have choice and we all have will, and we can make a decision to get better each and every day. Once you decide that I'm going to stop, making a cake with all these different ingredients from all these different things that I learned. I'm going to learn to make this cake with these ingredients exactly the way, in a certain way it needs to be done. When people do that, then you can get great at one dish. Once you get great at one dish, then you can learn from someone else that makes a dish how to do that dish. So there you go. So hi, Aaron. Hi, Peter. Great to see each and every one of you on here again. If I can do it, you can do it. If no one's giving you permission to succeed in life, let me be the first. Take care. See you tomorrow.